Okay, so also I started recording. Okay, student. Till now we studied in this chapter number third, nationalism in India, the sense of collecting belonging. The previous class, it means yesterday we studied the sense of collective belonging. It means what was the imagination of the people of India, so that they improved and they captured the imagination of peoples through the different literature, fiction, ballads, myths, hymn, and other national song and national uh, anthem also. So yesterday we studied the contribution of Rabindranath Tagore, Bankim Chand Chattopadhyay. He wrote national song. It means after it he composed Anand Mat. It's famous writing Anand Mat. So there is network issue. It is stopping. Okay, no problem. And also we studied the devotion of mother figure, that is Bharat Mata. So many writers, authors, and poets they composed the poem and wrote about the Bharat Mata, and they portrayed the figure of Bharat Mata as a symbol icon for the nationalism growth among the Indian society. Right. Today, idea of nationalism also developed through the movement to revive Indian folklore. Also very important term, and the role of the different imaginations of the people, that is fiction. You study fiction, story, hymn, myths, folklore. These are the important writings or compositions of the author writers of India, through which they portrayed the figure of Bharat Mata, and also they reflected the views of Indians' imaginations. भारतीय लोगों की क्या परिकल्पनाएं थी, क्या इमेजिनेशंस थी, इसके माध्यम से उन्होंने रिफ्लेक्ट किया. Also, some of the particular tribal societies and the particular classes of the Indian society, they reflected the views through their song performance and dance performance. So there was a particular races of human, particular community of human in our country, India, that is bards. They were known bards. इनको bards कहा जाता था. It means bards, just like a singer and dancer persons, dancers, they were the part of tribal society, and also they had no permanent houses, just like a tribal society. They were moving here and there in the Indian society, and after dance performance or singing, by reflecting the views before the Indian society, reflecting the culture of glory of India and past of Indian history through their dance performance and singing performance. Okay, so these were the imagination of people of India, right? Meanwhile, in Bengal state of India, Rabindranath Tagore, a very famous, glorious name in Indian history, Rabindranath Tagore began collecting ballads. Ballads, just like you heard about Allah. Okay, nursery rhymes and the myths led to movement for folk. Folk, just a community song performance, that is the folklore revival. And in Madras, in Madras, next one very famous personality, Natesa Sastri, published a massive for volume collection of Tamil folklores. Tamil language में he performed folklores. It was known the folklore of southern India, composed by Natesa Sastri. He believed that folklore was the national literature. It was in the most trustworthy manifestation of people's imagination, thoughts, and characteristics. It means she captured the imagination of people of India through their compositions in the folklore of southern India. Okay. Thereafter, we will study about Swadeshi movement. Move further next para. As the national movement developed year to year, nationalist leaders became more and more aware for such icons and symbols, whatever they can develop the imagination of the people among the society of India through these things. So during the Swadeshi movement in Bengal, tricolor flag, red, green, and yellow. You know, Swadeshi movement in Bengal. Swadeshi movement was introduced in Bengal at the time of Bengal Vibhajan due to the clashes between the Indian National Congress leader and British government. You know, so Swadeshi movement in Bengal, it was very famous incident in the history of Bengal state. There was a tricolor made. So colors were red, green, and yellow. There were three colors in the flags. It was used during the Swadeshi movement, and it had 8 lotus representing 8 provinces of British India. So there were 8 provinces of British government during that time in our country India, and the crescent moon. Crescent, it means just like this shape, Ardhachandrakar. Crescent moon also representing Hindu and Muslim respectively. So nowadays you can observe anywhere, anytime, at the time of any functions, any celebrations, any demonstrations by Muslim community in our country, you can see uh, crescent moon symbol. Okay, so it was the time of Gandhiji had designed a next flag. It was known स्वराज फ्लैग. इसको स्वराज फ्लैग कहा गया था. स्वराज flag. So what is the difference between the Swadeshi movement flag and the Swaraj flag? Swaraj flag had a tricolor in which number first red, number two green, number three white color. You know, so there were three colors. It was prepared by Mahatma Gandhi, and in the center of the flag, it was the spinning wheel and representing the Gandhian ideal of the self-help. It means the symbol of wheel, just it is symbolizing the self-help. Everyone, each and every citizen of India, we should help them. हमें उनकी help करनी चाहिए. And carrying the flag, holding it aloft for during march became a symbol of defiance. It means at any moment of the demonstration against the colonial government or the British government, the tricolor flag prepared by Mahatma Gandhi was holding. Another mean of creating the feeling of nationalism was through a reinterpretation of history. You know, so very important reinterpretation of history during the glorious history of India through the art, architecture, science, mathematics, religious and cultural activities, or the philosophy, art, craft, and trade also. You know, in our country India, these were the developments could be seen from ancient time in our country, and our country was known golden world. That's why this it was the reason. So many things country was well developed in the field of art, in the field of architecture, in the field of craft, in the field of astrology, science, mathematics, and other. Okay. So by the end of 19th century, many Indians began feeling that instill a sense of pride of nation. So Indian history had to be uh, imaginations to capture the imagination of the people and the different regions having a different aspirations of the people. So the Indians saw a backward, and British saw Indians, they are backward. इंडियन आर बैकवर्ड, ये किसने सोचा? अंग्रेज हमें बैकवर्ड मानते थे, प्राइमिटिव मानते थे, इनकेपेबल ऑफ गवर्निंग देमसेल्फ. इट मींस जस्ट दे कंसीडर्ड इंडियन पीपल दे आर नॉट एबल टू गवर्न देमसेल्फ. अपने आप को हम गवर्न नहीं कर सकते हैं. वी आर इनएफिशिएंट. हम इनएफिशिएंट माने गए थे बाय ब्रिटिशर्स. So Indian began looking into a past of discover the glorious past of India. So what was the glorious past? Glorious past of India, it means they started to capture the imagination by remembering. These are the important art. Number one, art, craft, maths, science, architecture, and culture, law, and philosophy. Culture, law, and philosophy, and trend also. You know, art, craft, math, science, architecture, and culture, law, and philosophy, and trade also. So this was the glory of India. This was the glorious past of our country, India. You know, we were leader in the field of craft, art, mathematics, science, architecture, culture, law, philosophy, and trades. It was the good weapon for all the nationalities. Those were leaders to improve the imagination of the peoples, to unite the country against the British government. They adopted these things. They remembered the Indian people these things, how much India was well developed. Okay. So these were the effort to unify the people of India on a single platform to fight against British government, colonial government, and earlier we wanted to flee out from our country, and we wanted to make or form our government, our own government. Okay, move further. Next we will study conclusion. So after studying a lengthy chapter, so many movements you studied in this chapter, and imaginations of the people of Indian, and so many fluctuations by Indian peoples. They participated in the movements, and later they didn't participate in these movements. But meanwhile, and year to year, time was passed, and the people united, and also they scattered here and there. Clashes between the community, religion, caste based discrimination could be seen among the society of India, but so many leaders got effort to unite the people despite of variation on the base of culture, basis of language, basis of religion, basis of caste. Okay, so what is the conclusion? Conclusion. Conclusion क्या निकला after studying this chapter? Very important things. Conclusion. So student, you are listening me? Please reply. Are you listening me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Okay, so I hope that you cleared this chapter very much. Just we are going to end this chapter. Just we are going to start conclusion. I hope that before whatever you studied in this chapter, either any movement, either any clashes between the Hindu community or the Muslim community, and all the leaders of Hindu and Muslims, or either Muhammad Ali Jinnah or Indian National Congress leader, Muslim League or Hindu Mahasabha. So there were so many clashes, so many conflict between the Indian society. This was the main reason not to get freedom very soon. हमने जल्दी से आज़ादी क्यों नहीं पाई, इसका मेन रीजन यही था. अदरवाइज वी कुड बी अचीव इट वेरी सून. हम बहुत जल्दी अपनी आज़ादी को पा सकते थे इफ देयर वाज नो क्लैश, देयर वाज नो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बिटवीन the society of India on the basis of religion, on the basis of caste and community. Right. So there is conclusion. A growing anger against the colonial government was thus bringing together various groups and classes of Indian into a common struggle for freedom in the first half of the 20th century. When we talk about the first half of the 20th century, it means starting from 1920. Properly, all the movements were started by Gandhiji when Gandhiji returned to India from South Africa in 1915. तो 1915 में जब गांधी जी हमारे देश में वापस आ गए थे, सिंस इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस लीडर्स just started movements against British government. Okay, So the term or phase or age is known starting from 1920 before mid 20th century. Okay, all the grievances organized into the movements for independence of India. देश की आजादी के लिए जितने भी लोगों को grievances थे according to the different aspirations of the people in the different region of India, also it was considered that despite of variations among the society, the grievances would be heard by Indian Congress leaders, and all the grievances would be promoted or resolved. Okay, so movement in the nationalists is tired to forge a national unity. Most of the Indian National Congress leaders they tried to unite the Indian people, but uh, tried to forge a national unity. और उन्होंने कोशिश की how we can unite the people despite of variations. What we have seen, diverse group and classes participate in these movements, varied aspirations and expectations. Different expectations of the Indian people, variations in the aspirations. It was very difficult to fulfill the aspirations of the people according to their expectations, whatever they were hoping. जो उनकी इच्छा थी, क्या सोच रहे थे, सबकी उम्मीद पूरी करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो गया था. ऑल्सो इट वॉज द प्रॉब्लम टू अचीव स्वराज. स्वराज को प्राप्त करने में ये सबसे बड़ी मुश्किल हमारे देश में आ रही थी. And as their grievances were wide ranging, so their grievances not a small range, not a limited, unlimited grievances of the problems could be seen in the Indian societies in the different regions of India and different aspirations in the different people. Also mean different things to different people. It means just they were considering, they were thinking the freedom and the different meanings according to their aspirations or desire. लोगों को फ्रीडम का मतलब अलग अलग, लोगों की डिमांड अलग थी, फ्रीडम का मीनिंग अलग था. दैट्स व्हाई दे डिडंट पार्टिसिपेट, वेदर दे पार्टिसिपेटेड द मूवमेंट्स एंड लेटर ऑन दे लेफ्ट द मूवमेंट्स बिकॉज ऑफ व्हेन they thought that the movements would not be completed our needs, our aspirations, right? So the Congress continuously attempt to resolve differences and ensure that the demand of one group did not eliminate another. It was very difficulty before the Indian National Congress leader. They can't eliminate all the aspirations, all the demands of people on a single platform or single group. So this is principally why the unity within the movement often broke down. Also, it was the challenge before Indian National Congress leader, this unity. It means how to unite the people within the movement. Movement के अंदर लोगों को unite कैसे किया जाए, collect कैसे किया जाए, assemble कैसे किया जाए. The high points of Congress activity and nationalist unity were followed by phases of disunity and inner conflict between the groups. Either the Indian National Congress, there was the tension in Indian National Congress leader. Moreover, conflict or uh, differences between the different community of India. So it was the fluctuated phases in the Indian movement Congress leaders. It was the disunity and conflicts between the groups of India. This was the main reason not to achieve Swaraj full independence. So, in other words, what was the emerging was a nation with many voices wanting freedom from colonial rule. So, what is the problem?